Don't cry, you're not alone in the fight. The broken, the unspoken, we can't heal if the wound is open. If it's like the wind, your heart is bleeding. You cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong and pain in life I have to see. To gain for the wrong, living life. Be strong. Be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, when will we stop being the inferior? Our vulnerable children stripped of their innocence. It feels like no one hears us sing. Your heart is bleeding. The cry is ignored when you are ill. When the wrong and the pain lies I have to see. To gain for their own benefit. Be strong. Be brave. You're too far away from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. Liberia, we can't give up when they have turned their backs on us. Liberia, we can't give up. Liberia, we can't give up. A little louder. They have turned their backs on us. Young girls, don't cry. You're not alone in the fight.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is October the 4th. We begin a new week after a most exciting weekend. I say exciting, yes, because There were a lot of things going on this weekend, especially in our Liberian community, that had to do with the framework of the CPP, that had to do with the Liberty Party, Musa Bility, and all the other little exciting things we had going on during the weekend. Our focus is still on the ritualistic killings in our country. It's still on our police inabilities to resolve these crimes, to effectively investigate them, and bring some closure to the killings, to the sadness, the lamentation of the mothers in our country. So we wake up this new week with the baggages of the old week still hanging on us. Our police making a report on ritualistic killings, their statements. Did it sit well with the public? Did our people receive it like the way they wanted to? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But let's look at this and see what people in our community think about it. This is the case of ritualistic killings in our country as it continues. But let me start my topics before I begin this video. My topics for the day are: one, ritualistic killings, police investigations, and the rule of law. Two, CPP, Musa Bility, and the framework document. And three, in times of the need for leadership. So let's start my first topic this morning. Ritualistic killings, police investigations, and the rule of law in Liberia. We have had a lot of problems with this situation. And over the weekend, Lofa Julius of Across Africa Internet podcast program spoke about ritualistic killings in Liberia. And I want you all to listen to it because this is a sensitive issue in our country. And our young children are troubled, just as they should be, as all Liberians should be. But even more the young children, because they are watching their colleagues, their relatives, and their friends being murdered. And no investigations. Then the police come out and say, it's all politics. All this thing, there's no real killings in Liberia. It's all politics of the opposition. And this has infuriated young Lofa Julius. And this is his podcast on this. And I just want to play it so we know he's not the only one. It's across our nation. And it needs to be addressed more effectively.
So your friend told you that the movie will be there. Okay. So how did he told you how to get the movie? But he was having a movie. What your friend? But you didn't hear together when you told him to go to me. Then how come that will be? But you tell them that there is one okay. So when you tell us what you want to say, so how are you say what you want before? My friend, I tell you. So that only you can go with the contract and your friends you can just tell the person you're going to see. So when you go there and then you ask them, they ask you for the body for their the height is there. And then put it from the community people. What's your answer? Your friends say, today you find say, what's it happening to you? Well, I'm going to do it. You're taking money. How are you doing that? So, my friend, you can have your work. You know, you're from the internet, one so that the living of the say, okay, who can make you say, but you may tell you that you want to do this. When you take, you say, you should visit to people to do this, why you told me as a friend? And I you say, you feel the funeral, you start, so you need people to live in the visit. Because you go there, right? Okay, he carried you yourself into the beach, but you do not in this new pool. Now, I was going to tell you that. All okay. So, you're laying up, there are things happening in the country. People also, everything, people die, people kill, people die. Tell your friend what thing you say, the most junior, say that they are saying they to him, for that to say anything. Why do your friends say, no, you want to go to the your people there are people asking you that what you can tell them, your man, your father, yeah, they can say your son, you will say, I don't know. Obey your man. So, okay. Obey your man. When you're moving for you today, you go by see a friend and you say, oh, what's going to be busy now? Stay to the that way to go to get you to the Arabic and well go to the building and get the money. You're going to continue, right? Alright. This is the voice of Liberia TV and you watch they want to do people. Buy Samurai, be very encouraging for them.
So these are the things we're suffering in our country. When our society is so corrupt, our young people are so misled until you can be misled to go kill and sell human parts. This is what we're suffering in our country. And the more we suffer it, the more the police is either involved in it or trying to hide it. Now, this is the police inspector. We call him inspector, but he's the chief of police, Patrick Sadu. His people out there telling us that ritualistic killings is not happening. It's all a fabrication of the opposition. In the same video, if you go and watch it, of Across Africa by Lufa Julius, you see he showed a woman laying in the street, dead, body parts missing, body cut open, and the mother and people crying around the body. And this is what the police have to say to it. That's all a fabrication. And I recorded Lufa again because he was totally mad at the police inference of this woman's dead body as untrue, as being a fabrication of the opposition for political purposes. So just listen to this, because we have to deal with these ritualistic killings, this wave of ritualistic killings in our country. If we don't deal with it now, it will get worse. Because from now to 2023, people got to make juju. And if you want to be in power, this is the kind of sacrifices people have to make. And we cannot tolerate nor condone our citizens being killed nor participating in acts of wickedness as this. So it's important to us as citizens of our country that we address this thing fully, that we bring it to the open, and we cause it to cease and exist in our country, because we enlighten our people. We enlighten our people to the evils of this crime, to the ways in which they're perpetrating it, the things they're doing, those that are escaping and coming up here and explaining their ordeals, so that we can learn that this thing is not a joke. People being killed, their body parts are being missing, children, adults, youth, it doesn't matter. Our country is in danger. Our country is a nightmare. It's a nightmare for some people to wake up and hear all these kind of things going on around you. People killing each other, people taking human parts and eating it and using it for juju and witchcraft for positions. And the police saying it's a lie. Well, let's listen to the police now, because this is one of the inspectors. He's coming on. This is one of the interviews they had last week. He came on and he made some disparaging comments about some of our religious leaders, about some people, and how they go about talking about this witchcraft and juju and all of this, and there's no evidence. But the evidence is all around us. We see it every day. So how can the police come and tell us otherwise? So let's listen to this video. Let's listen to this recording. This is Lofa Julius again. The same Lofa Julius. And he's talking about the police commenting on the deaths and killings.
person is unalphabetical. You notice that its focus is only on one aspect of it, right? The people are not going to get everything right. You don't expect every information about the happenings in the country to be accurate. And that's part of your responsibility as an IG to carry on the investigative aspects of it. You cannot grab one thing, one part of the entire investigation, and use it as a determining factor to come out with these claims that hey, nobody's in problem. Our people are not involved in anything. They're all fine. It's all gravy. When you know deep down your heart, it's all lies. Listen to table, and there was a post-mortem examination going on. Usually, if you ever watch a post-mortem examination, you'll find out that after they have opened the belly, they will have to take all of the organ to examine them to organ bit by bit. But now they went very well. They went viral on social media that, oh, this is why it's happening that people who are being killed. I mean, one other stuff came up where people hairs are all on the ground and they say this is what happening that people. I mean, these are people who really want to see this government falling apart. And we were not sick to watch. Did you hear that?
So
all of the claims that are being made are people who simply want to see the government fall apart.
what he's saying is that all the claims that are being made of these ritualistic killings, the police is saying that they're fabrications of the opposition trying to bring the leadership down. And this is asinine and crazy. We look around us every day and see people dying. We get pictures in personal inboxes of people that are being killed daily in our country. And the police come and tell us it's fabrication of the opposition. Are we stupid? Are we crazy? All the reports of people escaping their ordeals and thanking God and coming here and telling us the woman who escaped on the Pepe, the guy who escaped from the group being trying to kill him too. Men and women coming here and telling us how they were so lucky to escape these people and have their lives back. And the police coming and telling us this is a joke. This is all lies. Somebody gotta be held accountable. If the police is bad, if the police is involved in the killing, if the police is perpetrating or silence or supporting or backing the killings, our country has no justice. Our country has no justice. The poor people are left with our laws. The rule of law in our country is diminished. And this cannot be. We just on a war. We just on a civil war. 14 years our people were killed, maimed, murdered, butchered. Then we get this mulatto woman. What she did, put her children in power, rip our country off, and use her juju spell to silence us. Look at our country silence. All this thing Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did in our country, and people cannot talk about it. This is the problem. Y'all cannot kill people in 1980 for nepotism. And this woman come and put her children all over our government and nobody can say nothing. Something is wrong. Wake up! Wake up! Something is wrong. You ever kill people in 1980? 4 Negro people in 1980 for nepotism. Then this mulatto woman with 4 children, her half Liberian children, over Liberia, and you will accept it. And you will have the buffoon as police director, the other dummy as president of Liberia, and all the other fools running around here say the leaders of Liberia, you will tolerate that kind of thing? This woman come with her mulatto children and put them in all our government positions, steal our money, rip our country off. And y'all keep silent? They're not juju? They're not seeing ritualistic killings? That you're silent? Now look at all your little children, they're taking them to be ritualistic killers. Why? Why would the young children in our country be encouraged to be ritualistic killers? Because they have nothing else for them. They have no other futures to offer them. No education. The education for the few that got money. So all our educators, the minister, the assistant minister, they all of them got their own private schools to teach the few and forget about the masses of Liberian people. Because why? Why you think they're doing this? Because it's the masses of the Liberian people eyes open, and you'll see the wickedness that George Weah then had done to you, that Ellen Johnson Sally had done to our country. If you get educated and the third eye open, because of education, the third eye, enlightenment. Right now, you're not enlightened in Liberia because education is diminished. Education is overlooked. It's stumped. It's diminished. Why? Because the less educated you are, the more opportunity the few educated people have to steal and tell you bullshit. And you believe it. You see why? The least educated you are, the better it is for the few educated to exploit you and make you a dummy and lie to you and deceive you and lead you astray. It's easier. That's why they took everybody got their own schools now, because you got to pay money to go to their own schools. The poor people can't go there. So all the government schools are dilapidated. No school, no chairs, no light, no water, no windows, no glasses, no all kind of mess up shit in the government schools. No teachers. All the teachers want to sleep with the young girls. All of them got all the young girls thinking that you're looking beautiful, that education. No. But then they take the small few young girls of the rich people and put them in the minister and schools where they got to pay money. And then the few people that got their money. So they pay the money, they educate each other good. And their children above all. And y'all will always be the native country people. And they will be the civilized people with the education, with the government. They will always have fighting. Because in the future, people will look at it again and say, look at these people stealing from us again. No, that war through and that war through. But when you look, there'll be another war. That's why to prevent wars and coup d'etats, we try to make things equal. We try to make things accessible for everybody in the society. So nobody feels left out. So our government is inclusive. And everybody feels a part of it. But if you don't feel a part of it, if the director of police, children going to the best schools and everything, then they come and tell you there's no ritualistic killing in the country. When they are killing your children to keep their position, to be strong and powerful, to move up in power. When they're trying to kill you to keep that position, you think they want to educate you or enlighten you so you can know they're doing it? No, they will not enlighten you because the more educated you are, the more trouble you cause for the system. That's why in countries where dictators reign, they don't educate the people. Few people get educated than the rich people children. The top children get educated because they want to perpetuate the enslavement of the poor people through their ignorance and blindness. When you're ignorant and blind, you accept anything. Because your thinking is limited, your reasoning is limited. But when you are educated and your reasoning is expanded, you question things. Why are you doing that? Why you think you can do this better than me? Why are you not giving me the same opportunity you're giving everybody else? Why? See, you question things. Even though sometimes the questioning can be too much and we need to discipline you too. But that's the power of education. You want to know. There's a need to know. But when they keep our people blind to keep themselves in power, the more the society is blind, the easier it is for these people to kill more for ritualistic killings. Because they need to do that. If they do that, they can't stay in power. Once you put your hand in that kind of ritualistic thing, you got to continue it all the time to renew the power or to keep yourself in power or to advance yourself into greater positions. You got to. You can't stop. So if you think that going to kill somebody for juju will change your life overnight and it will end, it will not end. It will not end. That's just the beginning. But you enjoy. You get all the things they promise you. You get everything you're supposed to get. But then you got to ask yourself in the end, is it worth it? All of this for human blood? To take human head? To kill Liberian people? To spill blood for position? Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. No, it's not. You sell your soul. You sell more than a position. How long will the position last? You're not guaranteed that position for X number of years. You're not guaranteed that position forever. As soon as you got that position, you could die. Look at Nipa and all the other people that are dead. You don't know how they got that position, but they didn't last long. And there's no guarantee that you get that position, you enjoy it for the next 10 years. Or you enjoy it for one more year because the grass is not always greener on the other side. It's not. Sometimes you get a job, it will be so tedious, you wouldn't want a job. Yes, the pay may be good, but a job will not bring you satisfaction. It will not bring you satisfaction. And you will be just as miserable because you will have to go to work every day to make that money to live. You see? Whereas if you rely on your faith and your hope and your charity and continue to do your work, you may not be a millionaire, a billionaire, a billionaire, but you have peace of mind, happiness. You have peace of mind, happiness. and that's all you want. That's all we need. So, as young people, you always got to ask yourself, when people tell you, come, let's do this for money, come, let's do this, we want quick money, you want to do that, you always ask yourself, is it worth it? Will it change my life? How will I change my life? If I get caught, what will be the issues around my being arrested? If you don't ask yourself all those kind of things, you will not think. And then one of the problems are young people thinking for yourself, evaluating things for yourself before you make decisions, being wise in your choices. Everything in life is choice. You have a choice. You have a choice to do right or to do wrong. You have a choice to say yes or damn well no. You have a choice. You have a choice. And there's a thin line between the right and the wrong choice. There's a thin line. There's a thin line between good and bad. It's sitting. And if you don't be careful, you will be the victim of the crime. You'll be the victim. Although you think you'll be the perpetrator of the crime, you'll be the victim. Because your whole life will be shattered over bullshit. Bullshit that you don't need to be shattered over. So whenever people tell you to do things for money, think first. Think. Will it change my life? How? Especially you know something, you know right and wrong. You know if somebody tell you let go kidnap somebody, let go kill people. You know it's wrong. You know it's inherently wrong. So you know it's wrong to go kill other people. So when other people tell you let go do it, you gotta weigh it. You gotta weigh your opportunities, the good and the bad. If you don't, you'll be the sucker. And you don't want to be the sucker. You saw this boy, this video that I played with this Chesson. How he said the man that took him there ran away and left him. The man that told him let's go and join in the human business. When the thing hit the fan, the man ran away and left him there. And now he's too scared to call the man name. He don't want to call the man name, so he said, "Oh, I don't know the man name," but he knows the man name because the man led him there to commit a crime, and he forgot. He forgot the man name. You gotta pay attention to it. You got to pay attention to it. People can't just kill other people on bullshit with impunity. You got to think about it. And although our people are dying at the hands of these people, they gotta know that their deaths are not in vain. That we'll fight for them. We'll ask questions. Just like Nenswa's wife said yesterday, Rebecca, Nenswa, we want answers. We'll not stop. Don't think because we're silent or not doing anything right now, we're not asking questions. We want answers. What happened to our people? Why are people dying without explanation? Why is the police trying to cover up their shit? When the vice president of the nation herself is alarmed about the ritualistic killings, the police won't say the vice president is lying? The bishop of the churches are lying? Although we don't trust many of them now, but the ones that are speaking out got to have some sense of responsibility to society. So let's do the right thing. Let's read in these criminals and murderers and set our country on the right course for 2023 election. So the killings will cease and desist, and people will go to the polls on their own efforts and qualifications to lead. No supernatural shit. It gotta stop. It gotta cease and desist, my people. If you don't know these people, if you don't know this kind of medicine, destroy it for us. Okay? Now, let's go to my second topic. Let me take a little breather. CPP Musa Bility and Framework document. It is out. The report is out. And as I hear, there's been tampering. It was tampering. But it's not for me to say, I'm not a politician. I'm getting involved. That's why I don't want to get involved in none of that thing. Okay, I'm just here to make sure that the system persists fairly and it continues. But I'm here for inside politics. But because the more we become mature politically, the more we find out about the deceitfulness of our society and our people and our communities. The more we find out about it, and the more we make rectifications and ramifications. Because changes have to be made. They have to and must be made. Why? Because our leaders' ways need correction. Our leaders' ways need rectification. You can't just lie about everything. You can't just be deceitful about everything. What kind of thing is this? I mean, to the highest level of our leadership, the deceitfulness there like childish like children. What you gonna go tamper with documents for? If they can't trust you before the election, they will trust you during the election to be president. They give you simple document to file. You go tamper with the document, change it around. I ain't even get into that. But what's that document tamper with? Did they tamper with the document? Did they make changes on that document? The document is out. It's out. So if you have leadership that you can't trust, if you have men and women that the simplest thing, they got to steal and lie, there's a problem, man. There's a problem with our country, not just the leadership. There's a problem with our whole country. Too bad, man. What can we say? If our present is this bad, what hope do we have for the future? We ain't got no future. Then we wonder why we can't sell to other countries. How will I sell to other countries? When other countries maintaining their countries clean, decent, making their people hardworking, honest, trustworthy people. And here we are, same old people, the same old attitude, the same old system, the same old bad habits that can't change. I mean, simple document, you gotta tamper with it again. What does that tell you about our men? And the question of integrity, the question of honesty, the question of trustworthiness. What does that say to our society as a whole? When one whole political party of a coalition is so damn confused and messed up and discombobulated because of dishonest people, untrustworthy men and women. What does that tell you? So, I'm not getting involved with it. I just heard excerpts from the framework document being read by Lufa Julius and some of his comments. But I knew nothing was right. Because how can they be right? How can it be right? So let me go to my last topic. When men are not truthful and loyal to a cause, not even to themselves, to a cause. If you form a coalition party, you form it for a purpose. You form it to give it a cause, to give all of you a reason. Then you go and betray the very reason why you come together. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you tamper with a document that is a framework for maintaining unity and solidarity among you? Why would you do that? Why? Times of need for leadership. There are always times in every administration when it demands leadership. The situation demands strong thinking, sound, honest, sincere people, men of integrity. Sometimes that's all the world needs. But when people have no integrity to begin with, when people have no sense of patriotism and loyalty to begin with, when people are lost to greed, to nepotism, to corruption, you can't have no sense of patriotism. You can't have no sense of camaraderie. You can't have no sense of unification and integration or solidarity. You can't. Because when people never had those virtues to begin with, those are things that come from small. You teach them from small. You teach them in the schools. You teach them to our children pledge their allegiance. It starts with the pledge of allegiance. Then it goes to our civics, our leadership, our valuable symbols and objects that we look to and treasure. And we teach our children why and how to honor them. But in the next 5 years, we've got a lot of tasks to do. In the next 5 years, that's so much enormous. Can we handle it? That's the only question. Can we handle the task of leadership that is before us? Are we men and women of competence? Are we men and women of vision? Responsibilities, understanding duties that are upon us. Are we men and women that truly understand these things? Until and unless we do, we'll be in deep trouble, man. We can't persist on this path of low lives, voodoo and juju practitioners. I can't say that, but in times like these, when things are falling apart, we need leaders. We need men and women who understand the virtues of leadership, who understand the virtues of maintaining ourselves in spite of all the teaching around us. We got to know our God. So, without further ado, that's my class for today. Reminiscing on all the things that matter to us, on all the things that hold us hostages, who we should be set free. All the things that are impediments to our progress and advancements. Reminiscing on what it means to be a strong nation and people once again. Aluta. Continue. Have a good day. My class is done. The time of the true revolution of Liberia is now. In the cause of the people, the struggle continues.